Hello, Hallmark Fitness, Michael's journey, that funny bloke.
Well, it was until I got hacked on Instagram the other week that they've changed my username. But yes, it's technically that funny bloke once I've got it sorted.
Guys, Michael's come in today absolutely bouncing. We're going to talk to you about some stats shortly. But I think in terms of how you've come in today and how you're feeling and how you're looking and the feedback you've given me has just made my day. Just talk to the camera about how you're feeling, mate.
I feel good, actually. I can see a bit of a difference. I mean, not where I want to be, but I can feel like when I go out, I feel like I look neat and tidy. Yeah, sexy, neat and tidy.
You're looking sexy.
Went to the pub with my girlfriend on the weekend, and yeah, I felt for the first time in a long time, I felt pretty decent. Long way to go, but I mean, I'm starting to feel a bit of the reward.
I think in terms of the end goal and where you're at now, mate, we're well ahead of schedule. I mean, even when you sat on the box now, I mean, people will be able to see the difference with your tummy. So let's just quickly talk about some stats, because there's another 3 centimeters gone from your waist this week, and you've lost another kilogram.
Right.
So as I've talked to you before about, it's going to slow down the weight in terms of the drop off. But you've gone from 94.5 down to 89.7.
Right.
15 centimeters off the waist. And you can see it visually, mate. We've got a picture of him with his top off after his workout. Mate, your t-shirt, you even said to me, you know, how good you're feeling. I mean, you are looking tremendous. So those stats alone, but not just that. You talking to me yesterday about going out for a 7-mile hike, and then Danny saying, do you want to go out for another walk? And you said, yeah.
We did walk to the pub though. We had 0 beers.
We did. But again, your nutrition plan is becoming fluid week by week, and we're tweaking it every session, aren't we?
Yeah.
But I think a point that we were talking about earlier, and this comes up with other clients, is muscle mass, the type of training program you're on. You're building dense mass, the lean mass, which is the good stuff. And the lean mass, a kilogram of, say, lean mass muscle, is far more dense than fat mass. So a kilogram of fat, for example. And this is why when you're taking those measurements with the tape measure, you know, that's why it's coming off the waist, because you're eating a good amount of calories, you've cut the processed foods out, your training plan is on schedule, your hiking is on schedule, and this is why that t-shirt, looking at that t-shirt, and you sat on that box, I've said it from when we did the first mini podcast on the box to where you are now, is phenomenal, mate.
I think because last night I had my hair cut and I had my beard trimmed and they put steam in my face, I had the full whack. I did come out feeling like, I feel like I've spent the last couple of months not liking what I was seeing, wearing just clothes and not being bothered. Whereas now I'm actually starting to feel better in my own skin.
And what about your face and your neck?
That's where I can really see it.
And Danny's noticed it as well, massively.
Yeah, she can't keep her hands off me.
Oh, mate.
I know,
fantastic. I love it, mate. So what else were we talking about in session? We were talking about potentially when you're changing your exercise program, and for people that are unsure, you might get a little bit of what we call delayed onset of muscle soreness for a couple of days. If you start doing things like press ups, then you're then going to manipulate that into a dip, for example, into pull-ups, which you did last week.
But
deadlifts, squats. So I think that that mention of the delayed onset, I'll get my words out again. So what else were we talking about during the session?
Well, I was just about to say there, like I have felt the DOMS before when I've been in the gym previously, but I'd only get it 24 hours after for the evening, and then that would be it. Whereas now I can, up until getting here today, I could still feel that I'd done a workout last week.
Yeah. I think what happens as you progress with your program, there's a say in volume over intensity.
Yeah, because I
and
would come
sometimes
in,
you don't want
exactly.
to be doing too high intensity all the time.
And that's the
because
thing.
Ultimately,
because I'd come in without any direction, try and remember what someone had shown me. I don't know what the hell I'm working on, what bit's working what.
Yeah.
I even said to you before, oh, we did this bit as well.
Yeah.
And, you know, because I don't know what works what, that's your job.
Yeah.
But I do feel like, I don't even feel like I've done a proper workout now to the point where have I done enough?
Oh,
and you're saying you've done more than what you used to do when you used to...
You've smashed it, mate.
Yeah.
And the sweat was dripping off you as well.
It was.
Yeah, it's fantastic. And we are focusing on push-pull, compound, functional movements. So what we're trying to do with any individual is we are trying to replicate everyday activities like carrying, shopping, climbing out of a swimming pool, for example, pulling yourself out of a swimming pool, putting your suitcase in the overhead locker in the plane, you know, walking up and down the stairs. We're focusing on concentric, eccentric, and also isometric stages of the exercise. So the eccentric, guys, which I've talked to you about before, is the low phase as you step off a step, which is where the majority of falls, for example, particularly with older, frail people. That's where the injuries tend to take place on the eccentric. So we're focusing on movement patterns as well. We've got also the sagittal, frontal, transverse movement planes. So we're working on that when we're doing the exercise program. So you're working muscle groups and muscle fibers that you're not used to using. And then because the program is put together in a way that you could then go and train again tomorrow, all being well, if you want to. But you hike, you might go out for another walk tonight. So
I
fantastic.
feel like, it's one of those things. It's like I try to keep my evenings free now so I can go for a walk, because I walk from Little Sutton to the Whittle Way, which is about 40 minutes, but I can mostly do it in 30 minutes.
Brilliant.
Power walk.
Yeah.
And then I meet my mum and meet my dog, and then we go up and down, and then I get a lift home. So, but
fantastic.
I've been doing that. I love walking. I love hiking. Yesterday was great because I had 2.5 hours free. I took the day off because I'd been working Sunday.
Yeah.
And I thought, you know what? I've done the work I need to do today.
Yeah.
I'm going to spend this 2.5 hours going for a walk. And actually, there's a place called Lady Baggett's Drive, which is, it runs along a stream.
Right.
And it's an old driveway, I assume, to a mansion up in Ruthin. And, you know, normally I just power walk down there, but I actually stopped for 10 minutes. I did a video as well that I need to send you.
Yes.
And I literally just thought, I was like, I've missed this. When you are eating bad foods, I feel like you are a prisoner of your own body, and the food suppresses your energy. It zaps you of everything. You don't sleep. I mean, the other day I woke up at 11 o'clock because I'd had 12 hours sleep. I'm just sleeping because I'm you know, active and but I'm excited to go and prepare and prep loads of food now from scratch. I think
that's a really key point you make. One of the factors people tend to, when you talk about the gut to brain access and serotonin being majority in the gut, producing the gut, for example, or dopamine, if you want to be chasing the dopamine here. I think one of the things you have when you cut out the alcohol largely, or the processed foods,
and the sweets,
you tend to have an energy surge that actually you feel good because your hormone balance is in sync and you actually want to go out and do things. You know, and we're ahead of schedule on this weekend. You're having a few JD and Cokes.
Yes, and
so,
the old pints.
Yeah, you've done tremendous.
Counting
mate,
down to Saturday already.
But look at that. I'm not even kidding.
But that's the scariest thing, though, Mark. All the hard work I've put in and the weeks of focusing on the foods and not. I miss bread. I'm just one of those people that will always miss bread. The worry is going back, drinking 4 or 5 pints, although it isn't going to completely derail me. When that's every single weekend. So it's about, all right, if I did have 2 or 3 pints, it's not the end of the world, but you then have the rest of that week to try and balance it back out again.
Yeah.
And that's hard.
I think going back to the bread aspect first and foremost, and we've talked about this, because your nutrition plan has moved on quite quickly, the sourdough, for example, or minimal processed bread, you know, if you're looking at maybe 3 or 4 ingredients in there, would say some salt, water, you know, a flour, and obviously a little bit of olive oil maybe. But we're talking about maybe doing pizza bases yourself. You're talking about making your own wraps now.
Yeah.
So you know then what's going in. And then the alcohol factor, people will be sick of us talking about alcohol. In fact, we'll be driving everyone to drink. It's the psychology. Everyone's watching this.
Everyone's probably watching this,
But what I would say on that is that because you've made so many, and the way you talk to me about food now, your cooking habits are just on another level. You're cooking from fresh. I think you're going to get into a position when you get to your fighting weight, and I've said this from day one, is that you're going to be able to get away with a little bit more, whether that's having, like I had a nice cheap pizza on Sunday, as I told you, which was absolutely fantastic. So, you know, when you get to that fighting weight and you're training the way you are, you're going to be able to get away with a bit more. You know, so if you want to have a cheat day in there.
I don't know. I think I'd rather just have the extra little bit of chocolate one evening. Have the bread when I feel like having the bread rather than having a cheat day.
Well, you're going to be in that position. You're going to be in that position.
I'd rather work hard and get down and then put healthier, because the longer I have these not rules, but these kind of, right, this is what I'm eating, the longer that period extends, the more it becomes a routine. I think if I start having cheat days now, I'll be like, right, I'll be on the phone to Domino's within minutes. Yeah, and that's the problem.
The thing is with the routine, it's a great point. We talked about good habits being the same as bad habits, and because you're in a lot of good habits and we've put structure in and you've got the routine in there, it's a lifestyle change almost. And you don't want to, you even said to me, I don't want to be looking at processed foods. I don't want to put them near my mouth. Okay, we're talking about...
but if someone forced me, I think I probably would take a bite.
If somebody forced you, if somebody forced me with a Domino's in here now, I'd probably have a bite, but
Stop it now, you've got me thinking
other pizzas are available. So on that note, we are nearly 4 weeks in.
So we've got another one next Wednesday, haven't we?
We've got the 86, as we talked about on the last mini podcast, as the next little goal before 82 just for you. We're maybe going to do a podcast next week at the studio, all being well, so that'll be good. And again, you'll probably see even more of a difference of Michael on camera. So is there anything you want to end on at all?
No, I think now I'm just excited to see where we are. I'm just like, now we've done the weigh-in, you've told me the numbers. I'm like, right, next week, come on, let's get it, let's go.
Brilliant, mate.
Nice one.
Proud of you, well done.
Cheers, man.
Yeah, thanks, guys.
See you later.